There were many partnerships that we were able to develop through this project. The first one was when the students decided to make posters for the media piece, the communication piece about the play. Each of them had a role in finding a community, a business, their parents' business, someone to go and talk to in the community to put these posters up, and they were really well received. The Ridgetown Independent News also came and did an interview with the students to get their take on what was going on, and then they were able to publish that in the newspaper and get it out to the community. So we had another partnership that we developed there, and the editor of the newspaper was actually quite excited to understand and see firsthand the excitement and the passion that the students had about this project. Were you on the interview team at that time?
Yeah, so when she interviewed us, she just asked us like how we felt and what made us feel like it was helping and why we thought it was important for people to come and see. So it like made you really have to think and express yourself so that people would come and draw other people in.
So what were some of your answers to those questions? Do you remember?
It made me feel really good because we were helping other people. So like in writing the play, because I was on the writing team, so as we were writing it, you were kind of like a part of it, and then you got to like be interviewed and like tell people how you felt and why you thought it was important for them to come. So it just made you feel good all around.
Awesome, thank you. So let's talk a little bit about the things that you learned through the work.
So it started with like geography and global inequality. So like how in Canada we have lots of things and we kind of like can just go to the grocery store and pick something up, or we can like go shopping and just get things. But over in Syria they don't have that option. They have like very limited food and limited clothing, and they're like suffering. So we had to come up with ways to help them. So we like really learned about what it's like for them over there and how it like compares to how we live.
And then in history, we were talking about like the immigrants and people. And so most of us sat down and were like, well, our grandparents came from this place and this place. So why is it fair that our grandparents and people got to come in, but we get to say no and not help out other people who really need it?
Did you change your mind about anything through the work, through all your learning?
I thought that the play was a good idea from the beginning. So, I mean, I was changed more like in a positive way than I was negative at first and then changed. I was kind of just positive throughout the whole thing. But it like really impacted my life on how I think that we can do even like little things to help people and big things to help them even more.
What do you think about the issue of immigrants in Canada? How did your ideas develop through that work?
I think it took like some convincing to some of the kids in the class, and then some of the kids in the class already felt strongly about letting them in and helping them. So it was kind of like talking to the kids who were a little bit against it and like having like class conversations about why it's a good idea and like some of the negative ideas and putting it all together and looking at it as like a big thing.
Mm-hmm. So you're talking about some history skills and some geography skills. What are the other skills that you developed in this process?
I want to say like coordinating things. Like we had to really plan and work together. And if we wouldn't have been able to do that, then we probably wouldn't have been able to pull it off. Because it like took a lot of like, you had to work together to write it and to like create it and put the sets together. So if we didn't have that, then it would have been a mess.
We also had to learn like really good speaking skills because everybody had some part in the play. So a lot of people like had to like start kind of like speaking louder. Some people had to like speak more clear, but everybody like had a good part, and in the end it was really nice.
So is this learning different than other learning that you did in grade 8? Is this project different in any way than other work that you did last year? How is it?
I think so, because it's more hands-on. So we were able to do it ourselves. We didn't have to like get told information and then just kind of put it back on a test. We like actually got to find our information ourselves and build it together. So it was more hands-on and got you more involved and physically active.
Yeah, like it was definitely a lot better than writing a test because I'm the type of person that learns better when I like get to walk around and be involved and like see what's going on and help with things rather than having to like memorize a bunch of stuff and put it down on a test.
So last year you did the play and that had an impact in your community. Do you think that what you know about this issue now has an impact on how you conduct yourselves now in the present and in the future?
Yeah, because like I didn't know a lot about it before. Like I barely really knew it was an issue before we started talking about it. And now I think about it and I'm like, we like really did help a lot of people and we really like made an impact. So now I think about it like we are helping people and it is a good thing.
I think it's impacted like my life a lot because after the play, we were at church one day and we found out that the family had finally come. So it was really like heartwarming and amazing to see that like the work that we have done is now like closer to us. So like whenever I go into Ridgetown or go somewhere, I'm constantly thinking about it. So it's gonna stay with me forever.
Thank you.